And it looks like we are live. Oh, got to refresh my screen here.
Yeah. Hit your refresh. One thing we do get to see is everybody parading back and forth to the
Yes.
to the restroom.
Expecting some song and dance going on in the background.
To the restroom. But we're here for a reason, and we'll tell you why that is. It looks like I can do that.
I just lost our video. Where'd it go?
And I forgot to put subscriber mode only, so we might have some wild folk in here tonight.
Exciting evening ahead of us.
We're going to have to rely on our moderators. We might have some odd folk here today, odder than we.
That's just you and me. Yeah, because we're going to have David and Dee come in. So, yeah, we'll definitely have some odd beasts come in.
We'll definitely have some oddballs.
Well, hello, everyone. I just finally refreshed my page, and we are live. So we are good to roll. Everyone's saying their hellos. And, we've even got somebody saying hello from Pittsburgh. So we've got somebody stalking you in your backyard.
Miss Biddle.
It is.
Yes, Miss Biddle. Well, listen here, Miss Biddle, Mrs. Biddle. Oh, I want to say something to Patricia. Patricia, that was so kind of you. I read your email, and Patricia says she's got an upright player piano for me. Darling, I would love it, but I think it would murder my truck for me to put a player piano in the back of my pickup across the New Jersey across the Pennsylvania Turnpike. And I'm actually not. When I leave, Patricia, I'm not driving across the turnpike. I'm actually headed. There goes. Wave, Tammy.
I was trying to sneak by.
No, don't sneak. But I'll explain why we're going to have a parade of people going in and out. But that was so kind of you, Patricia.
Well, you said you're not going home via the turnpike, but then you didn't finish your sentence. So how are you going home?
I'm taking a detour to go somewhere else for just a day or two. And I have family at the shore. But anyway, it's neither here nor there this week. But I just wanted to say thank you to Patricia for offering a player piano. If there's anyone out there in South Jersey or the 60-mile radius of Philadelphia that wants to get rid of a player piano, let's talk.
Oh, you up. Well, you mentioned the turnpike. So for some people, I'm not sure I really talked about this much, but I was in Pennsylvania this week, as Scott well knows, because I was going to be in Philadelphia when he was not in Philadelphia. But I got a kick. I flew in and out of Philadelphia, had to drive to Central PA, which is where I was for the week. And just for that little bit of time that I was on the Pennsylvania Turnpike, I don't even know how many miles, less than 100 miles. I turned around, I've got my Easy Pass bill, and it was something like $7. How much does it cost to take the turnpike from Pittsburgh to Pennsylvania or to Philadelphia?
I think it might be like $50 or something like that. I had no idea, because we don't really have in Illinois. We don't really have those types of distance turnpikes. We've got, like, you probably add up all the tolls. It might get, if you go from Iowa to Wisconsin or Iowa to Indiana, you might be $10 if you add them all up, maybe $15. But I was shocked to get one hit on my iPass of $6.94 or whatever it was. Like, what? Like, that's got to be expensive, because I wasn't on it for that long. Yeah, it is. And being from there, it's a piece of life that you just grow up with, and all the bridges and anywhere going in and out of Jersey are bridges, and then there's turnpikes everywhere. So it's just a part of your daily expenses to travel anywhere you go. But
I also gave you a hard time when I first landed. I was trying to get out of the airport, and traffic was ridiculous for no reason. I couldn't find construction, couldn't find an accident. We were just crawling. I'm like, all right, Chicago traffic can be bad, but there's usually at least a reason for it. This was just, how long is it going to take me to do this drive? So, but I will say there was always more than one way. So that's why I only took the turnpike one way. When I came back the other way, because of the time of day that I was doing it, I actually took a different route, and I wasn't on the turnpike. And I don't know, I think it probably took about the same period of time, but I didn't have to pay the $7. So yes, Kathy's, that's why she stays home now. No, I got to still be able to get out and about, but it does suddenly, that quick trip to pick up a Facebook Marketplace buy suddenly gets expensive when you throw $10 onto the tolls.
Yeah, and my whole life, or his whole life, my father always crossed bridges to go to work, either into Wilmington or into Philadelphia. You have to cross the Delaware, and I can't imagine. It was 5 days a week for his whole adult working career, because he always worked in Wilmington or in Philadelphia. I don't know what. I guess I could figure that out one day. Of course, it was cheaper in the early days, but
Right.
the bridges now are $6. The bridges into Philly, leaving Jersey, they're $6. It's cheaper than the bridges to cross the Hudson to go to Manhattan in North Jersey.
Okay.
So, oh well, it's just
It's
one of
all
those
relative, and yeah, things definitely get more expensive. Illinois had its claim to fame for a while as we were the only toll system that allowed pennies to go into our toll booths. And do you know why?
No.
Because Illinois is the land of Lincoln. So we did not want to exclude the Lincoln penny in being able to pay for your tolls. But I can't even remember the last time I've seen an actual like change basket to be able to throw. It's all the automated or, do it remotely. I don't even see the manned booths very often. So everything's gotten automated and everything's getting expensive. So you're not in Philadelphia. Are you going to tell everyone where you are?
The only ones that I know left are on the Atlantic City Expressway. And so when I head over to the Jersey Shore, the Atlantic City Expressway takes you to the Garden State Parkway, and then you can go anywhere on the shore you want. But all of those exits, the little exits, it's the basket. And like they're all rusted and they never work right. People just drive, they just throw stuff in it. Like, it's the craziest thing. And you'll pull off and it's like, $1.45. And you can throw in, me, I'm going to make sure it's $1.45, and you're waiting for it to light up to say paid, and it does nothing.
Never happens.
It's like, people blow their horn. The people from out of state don't know. It doesn't work. Go. But they still have them on the Atlantic City Expressway.
Oh, okay.
I'm excited to have everyone here tonight, and thank you for joining me and Patrick at the Unbreakables live sale. We have some special guests here tonight. Well, they ain't that special. There's more special. I better not say that because they're downstairs listening. They're very special. Patrick is going to sell. I'm going to sell. And then David is going to come sit in the seat and sell a little bit. And then Dee is going to come up and sell a little bit. And I want to thank Patrick, who suggested it and said, tell the gang to sell a couple pieces. So they have a couple pieces to sell tonight as well.
I wish I was there with you guys. So I hope you guys are having fun.
Well, when we do the road show Chicago,
hey, I'll host you guys and I'll give you all the good places to go.
Patrick, I'm going to let you go first, but before I do, I will announce to the audience that I will either invoice tonight or first thing tomorrow morning. And if you pay your invoice tomorrow, then I can ship on Wednesday. Tomorrow's Tuesday. So if you pay your invoice on Tuesday, I'll actually ship Tuesday afternoon or Wednesday. If you don't pay the invoice, then it's going to be quite a delay because I have to pack and then I'm going to be doing a little bit more traveling. So, and I'll be shipping again. We don't combine. Also, you have to do that because if anything that you buy from David or Dee tonight with me, that can be combined if invoices are paid within 24 hours.
Ooh, that's a nice incentive. Good deal. Combine the shipping.
If it'll fit in a box, if the things fit together. So, well, thank you, everyone. Patrick, we're going to say, with the almost 200 folk, I'm going to let you break the ice and get started.
All right, we'll get things started. And
I'm so sorry. I beg your pardon. Totally beg your pardon there. Did we announce to each other who's calling starts and stops? We didn't figure that out.
I was going to ask if you were going to be able to do that, or did we need Karen to do that for us? I can do yours if you want to do mine.
I can do yours. Does somebody downstairs want to call the winners? No, that would be. You want to do it, Karen? I can do your starts and stops.
If you do starts and stops, I mean, we can work that out. And then when David does theirs, I can do, or you can do it. we'll do it. We'll do the starts and stops lives between the two of us, and then Karen can confirm who was the final if there's a conflict. Sound good?
That does.
So you do my starts and stops. I'll do yours, and then yeah, they're even saying they can do them downstairs. We've just got a team effort. We'll make it happen. All right, Karen is in all caps saying that she will do starts and stops. So we'll just be consistent and let Karen do it.
All right, give me a moment, everyone. I am trying to figure something out here, and I'm not.
Yeah, you made yourself large instead of me.
I know. So just give me a moment, and
no worries.
I'll take.
So while he's figuring that out, I will just edit my own response. So as usual, I cannot bill invoice as quickly as Scott does, even when Scott's traveling. So he's just once again making me look bad. But
Patrick,
I'm just kidding. So tomorrow I am booked up pretty much tomorrow. So I will try and get invoices out by Wednesday night. So that will be my goal. I do ship from Chicago. For those of you who do not know me, I cannot combine because I'm the only one in Chicago. So I would be on my own. Most of my stuff tonight, though, is I went back to the true definition of Unbreakables and make it relatively simple. A lot of flats, a lot of smalls, things that'll be easy to ship. So shipping should not be all that expensive for anything.
Okay.
Except there's one exception that is kind of heavy if I get to it. So we shall see how the evening goes. There we go. I'm big again. All right. Oh, we got Amy. I've got my quilt, my antique shop that I've got here in Geneva. Amy had heard about these live sales, so she wanted to join in. So hi, Amy. Thanks for joining. Okay. So we're going to start things off. If Karen is doing the starts and stops, I've got a $10 start. And what I did is I'm in the process of moving my booth, thanks to Amy, actually. I'm in the process of moving my booth to a slightly larger space. So I've got to decide what I'm going to focus on. So I started pulling some things, and I pulled these
okay, Karen is doing starts and stops. Okay.
The cabinet cards, and I pulled some great ones with some great back stamps. But I specifically picked them because this one is from Reading, Pennsylvania, which is where one of my hotels was. This one is from Philadelphia. So we got Chestnut Street and Arch Street, which I'm sure is Scott's old stomping ground. And this one I picked because it said Lancaster. So I thought it was Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but actually it ended up being Cedar Falls, Iowa. So my mistake. But it's starting of 10. You get all three of these. This is not choice. And you get these beautiful images. So this one that was the false Lancaster for Cedar Falls, Iowa, you get a 3/4 view of the female and the seated 3/4 view of the male. So you got some great decor. Although the image itself is not dated, it does have information on the back talking about state fair wins in 1884 and 1886. General rule of thumb, those wouldn't be advertised much more than about 5 years afterwards. So this is probably 1890s in some era. In really good condition. It's got the full black border going all the way around, the gold print, and it was Lancaster Brothers, I think is what it was. Yeah, Lancaster Brothers is where that Lancaster came from. And then the superior finish was just how the actual photograph was done. But this beautiful back stamp, you got the geographic, almost aesthetic movement. So we're kind of at the tail end of that with the dates. Artistic photographers in Cedar Falls, Iowa. So that's the Lancaster Brothers. This one's great because you've got a full length, almost morning dress, but you don't exactly know how dark that fabric is. This one is the one from Reading, Pennsylvania. This one has a gorgeous back stamp showing that it's instantaneous process used exclusively. The New York Gallery, even though it's in Reading, Pennsylvania, art photography. But just look at there's some nature in there, some scroll work, little art painting on an easel. You know, they just did a really nice job. I did a deep dive into some of these, talking about how these back stamps were created. Sometimes they were custom made, sometimes they were stock, and they just filled in their names. So this one, great full length imagery. Again, turn of the century on this one from the New York Gallery in Reading, Pennsylvania. And then the last one you get is just the head and shoulders design. This is the one from Philadelphia, Gilbert and Bacon. Again, some beautiful imagery on the back. This one includes all the awards and things that it won. So this one was a custom specifically to this this printer. But some beautiful things in there. And I don't think, I was trying to find the dates on this one. I don't think there were any that specified years. But again, looking at this one, probably beginning of 1900s, maybe late 1800s because of the shoulders. Anyway, I did see at least one bid come in, so I'm going to go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Glad you like them, Steve. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And again, one price, you get all three. So we'll see what the final count is on that. All right, see Karen put in the stop. Oh, I saw Jenny is here today. So, hey, Jenny, I got an email from Wittenberg's new president. He was, Jenny Mack and I went to school together. We went to school around the same time, same college. We have a new president of the university, Wittenberg University, and he sent me an email because when he was considering getting the job at Wittenberg, he Googled and found the video that I posted on my Trusty Huckster Mercantile YouTube channel of the video tour of Wittenberg, where I talked about all the old buildings. And he said he actually watched that video before he determined whether he was going to take the job. So I thought of Jenny that I would share that tonight.
Oh, that's a feather in your cap. That's really neat.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool that was part of, like, whether that helped him make the decision or not. But hey, gave him information. I saw the stop, but Karen, can you verify? I'm trying to find. I thought I saw somebody bid earlier, and now I can't find it.
So did we determine who's calling winners? We didn't.
I thought you were, but I saw the stop come in from Karen.
Okay, so Karen is doing starts and stops. You and I will call each other's winners.
Okay.
Then the only bid would be Kentucky Digger Steve, I think, from what I saw.
Okay.
And we'll just if we mess up, we'll let our moderators fix this.
All right.
Okay.
And you said, Steve, you got some other pictures from me before, so these will add to that collection. And I'm sorry, you got a good deal. All three of those for $10. So enjoy.
Okay, starting at $15 is a hair dryer from the 1930s. I didn't plug it in, so I don't know if it's operating or not. I would assume that it does. These things are built like brick chicken houses. And it starts at $15. It's in excellent condition. Oh my gosh, I just think it's really neat as a prop in an old bathroom or something like that. I'll let you see it has a cloth cord and a nice Bakelite plug right there. And it has a wooden handle. And it's just classic 30s. I can just see all those little finger waves now, can't you, being dried? Mm-hmm. And it's actually manufactured. I'll stand back up so I can. It's manufactured in Connecticut by the Star Right something manufacturing company. If I had a larger bathroom, I would have a whole shelf full of 1930s bathroom items, including something like this. And I just love that there is a inline on-off switch there that you can press to turn it on and off. And the chrome on it is nice and shiny and just really cute.
It does. It looks fantastic.
Oh, yeah, from the 30s. I love appliances. And of course, you know how I am with things from the 1930s. It's just my favorite era. So a 1930s hair dryer. Again, I did not plug it in to try to turn it on. If that is of importance to someone, we can always try that. I'm not at home, so if we blow some fuses, that means we have to run down to the basement and try to figure that out.
Cheryl's asking if there's a high and low. I think you just said it's an on-off, or is there anything on the device?
There is an on and an off, but not a high and a low. Just
back in those days, you were just lucky to have electricity to blow dry your hair.
Yeah, just an on and an off, but not a high and a low on this one. And so there is an on and off switch in the handle of the piece. There's also one in the line cord. And there's an inline switch. All right. Any interest at $15 on the, if you'll get ready with the hard stop count, we do have, Cheryl Miller has the opening bid of 15, and I'm going to count it down. If someone really wants to know if it works or not, I don't have an app. Well, I do. Should I try it? Is that a
circuit breakers are made for a reason?
Gosh. I think I'll just let the winner
It's only $15. It's like winning the lottery, whether it's
Well,
good.
I'm not afraid of electricity, but this is not my home, so you know
Yeah.
how it is. I would be more comfortable if I tried it at my own house, but it's probably operable.
So we have two opening bids, Cheryl and Back in the Day Finds. So just making sure they can see each other's bids. And Cheryl was first, so.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and count this down. The two high bids right now are 15, so someone will have to increase their bid, or Cheryl Miller would be the first one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I just think of all the girls who made the decision, and it was a big decision to actually cut your hair and bob it. That was a big deal for women. And just imagine all the hair that got blow dried during that first bob. And I'll set the hair dryer down, and I'm going to try to bring everybody back here. I don't know why I seem to be having so much okay, that's just fine. So we have the stop, and it might be Cheryl Miller at 22.
That's who I see as well.
Okay, so Cheryl Miller at 22. Thank you, Cheryl. And thank you, 229 folks that are here tonight. I appreciate it. Patrick, we're going to go back to you. Cheryl, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
All right, for our next item, again, you get both of these. So we've got a $10 start. Last month, I found a Halloween magazine, women's magazine. And I was like, oh, I need to make sure I include this because people are going to want to start making their Halloween decor and their vignettes. And so I made sure I listed it last month. And all of a sudden I found this one afterwards. So I'm including this, which is an October 1954 issue of Treasure Trails magazine, the magazine of the Children's Hour, with this great witch with her black cat and the owl and the bat and the broom. Got two owls, actually. Some great imagery on the front. I'll open that up in a second. But then I'd also pull this one out because this one is probably the only piece of Thanksgiving ephemera that I have. It is the Children's Playmate magazine. And I'm assuming back in 1944, Playmate meant something different. So you've got Children's Playmate magazine, November 1944, with the Pilgrim and Native American design. Now, I will showcase that on the cover, some child got a little creative and tried to, I don't know, draw the rest of the Native Americans' pants. As you can see, there's some pencil drawings in there. And I'm assuming they just decided that the printer decided that the Native American needed to have red lipstick and rouge to match the Pilgrim. I don't think that was added after the fact, but there you go. So you've got two magazines. Both of these happen to be children's magazines. The Thanksgiving edition, you've got some imagery in, again, a little bit of drawing on the inside front cover. But these magazines, if you're not familiar with Children's Playdate, there's old stories, there's poetry, there's illustrations. This one is from 1944. We've got the story of Morning Star and the mystery of the Spanish gloves. So some of the stories don't appear to be specific to Thanksgiving, but we do have a story of the Seminole Indians with some imagery, some illustrations that go along with that. And sometimes there's puzzles. This one's got a great section in the middle about Indian ways. So, you know, we got to consider the time frame, again, 1944, but we still have some stories and some illustrations of different articles from Native American culture. How to make a book cover. You got a Pinocchio book cover, book plates to make your own. There is a page that this one, it looks like the center section fell out of this one because it goes from 24 to 29, unfortunately, and this page was loose. So this one is the page with the color in it. So you've got the printed color imagery of the Pilgrim pair.
You have your opening bid of 10.
Excellent. And then the Thanksgiving game. So this one does have a couple pages missing, so just be aware of that. Somebody already did the follow the dots. Sorry, you can't do your own puzzle. But you make the turkey. So again, a lot of articles, a lot of story, but I would say this is what you're buying is the imagery on the front. And a little bonus, you get a cool Christmas image on the back. For the Treasure Trails magazine, this is a little bit later. So this is 1954. So this has a glossy cover, full color on the front and back. There's also some color illustrations in the middle, some great black and orange for the story. Let's see, what's the story? Something witch related, because a witch without a squitch. I do not know what a squitch is. Illustrated by Marie Lawson. So you can flip through there. You get a story there. Another story looks like something from the Wild West with a donkey. You've got the Carnival of Fun, a witch's hat. You can erase all that because it's done in pencil, so you can take away the scribbles. How to make your own Halloween favors. Let's draw a pig. So you get step-by-step instructions to do the ever-famous Halloween pig. So you can draw that. And you get to the back, you just get, Tell a Fortune. Another story, Tory House Mystery. All kinds of fun stuff in here, all kinds of articles. But again, what you're buying is this great imagery. This would look fantastic framed. So you get both of these for one price. Looks like we've got the opening bid at $10. I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
And while we're waiting, I just want to say thank you to it's either Eveline or Eveline or Evelyn. Says, hi, Patrick, new subscriber here, introducing myself. Well, welcome, and I apologize I'm pronouncing your name wrong, but nice to have a new. Thank you so much for introducing yourself. Love that.
Excellent. I just saw the stop come through from Karen, so I've got Marianne was the only bidder at $10. So great, you get both of those for $10. Thanks, Marianne.
Okay, next, starting at $12. I have a lot of linens tonight, and I'm going to go quickly. This is such a beautiful doily with all of these roses on it, and it actually measures 20 inches across, 20 and a half inches across. So starting at $12, this is the only way I can do this is to spread it out on myself. So because it's heavy, the roses are so heavy. I guess they're roses, but you can see here they've been kind of smushed a little bit. But this starts at $12, and again, it measures 20 inches in diameter, 20 and a half inches in diameter. It has no stains on it. It appears to all be hand done, of course, and there's nothing ripped on it. So no repairs will need to be made on this. And we've got a lot to get through tonight, and we've got special guests coming upstairs, and so we're already half an hour through. And thank you to everyone who's here tonight and anyone who's new. We appreciate that greatly. So I hope you can see that. That's the best way I know how to do it. When I get
work with what you got.
I'm working with what I got. When I get the big linens, actually this might be a little bit easier if I back up and put it over top of this chair. You get the idea. If there are any questions, feel free to ask me.
Elaine has you at 12.
So we've already given you the dimensions of it, and it's nice and clean. No mothball smell. Oops, my shoestrings are untied, and I'm about to trip on my own self. So it has to sit this way. The roses are flat, but they stick up on this side.
Oh, wow, those are really dimensional.
Very dimensional. I mean, they really, see that? Boy, they really poof right up there. See that, David?
They really do.
David, would you help me display my doily? Sure. You are very talented with doilies. Okay, there it is. And we're going to go ahead and count this down. We don't need to say anything else about it unless you have any questions. Judy, somebody has the high bid of 25, and we'll count it down. Isn't that lovely? This is more pink than red, I'll say that. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is it on the doily. So let's see. It was Patrick, me, you. Okay. David's going to be next. I will put the doily over there, and I need to run out to my truck because I left the oak shelf in there.
Am I going to put it on?
You are, but if you'll let me put, I'm sorry. The stop is in, and the winner is,
Judy Gabor for 25.
okay, Judy. I don't know if I know you. Do I know? If I know you, then that's wonderful. And if I have forgotten you, I apologize. Judy, if you're new, I'll need you to send me your information tonight, because I've got to send invoices out tonight or tomorrow morning. I just don't remember if I know you or not, Judy. So if you're not sure, someone in the chat will tell you exactly what we need from you. And it's Judy Gabor at 25.
Correct.
Okay. Did Judy happen to say whether I know her or not?
She does say you know her.
Okay.
She knows you at least.
So you've bought from
She's heard of you, Scott.
Oh, and Glenn is asking about a witch, whether a witch.
I know, I see that. The witch is actually here with me, and I didn't get shipped. I brought it, and I forgot the electrical cord. I've got one for you at home in my basement, so I can ship the witch and ship electrical cord separately. In fact, we stopped at Michael's today because I was going to buy you a brand new one.
Yeah.
They didn't have any, Glenn, so I apologize to you profusely. I will send you the witch unless you can wait a couple days for me to get one out of my basement. That is my fault, and I can give you free shipping on that if it's an issue. So I apologize. I left New Jersey without that cord. Went to buy you one today. Michael's didn't have any. Oh, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Judy Gabor at 25. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Glenn, for understanding. And I brought, well, okay, that's good. Now, oh, my poor old knee. I can't keep getting up and down off the floor like that, David. I'm getting, let's see. Do you know how to bring him back? I think
Well, it's David's turn. Just let David go.
Okay, do I have time? Thank you. Do I have time to run out to my truck?
Yeah, because I'll do 3 items, Scott.
Okay, I'll be right back. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Glenn.
Hello, everyone. I see the hellos, and thank you for joining us tonight. And I see the chat is going pretty fast. I'm just going to do 3 items, and then I'll be out of everyone's hair. But I appreciate.
We're gonna bring you back later. You're not going anywhere.
No. Well, I'll come back later and say. But I see everyone saying hello, and we appreciate all the support and following us along on the trip. It's been a lot of fun. My first item is going to start at 19, and it's a nice piece of, I guess, Art Deco history. It's a Chase double nut bowl. So Chase, famous for their chrome items. And what I love about this one, some of the centers it's got a little laughing whale in between the bowl setting.
What is it?
It's like a laughing little whale.
Oh, that's awesome.
Or dolphin.
I've never seen that before.
Normally, you've seen the fish or whatever for camping. They always describe them as dolphins. But this has been described both ways, like a little laughing whale or dolphin. Because of the time period, I would stick with dolphin because that's what was most popular. But he's dancing, he's laughing with his little belt on his back. It's very neat. I know it's hard to see because of the chrome and all the reflection, which is great about Chase items. You're talking about items from 1933 as early as 27. Very Deco, very popular collectibles. And like I said, we'll move it fast. Here's the Chase. We're all familiar with the Chase logo. I've used Scott's phone here, but these are highly reflective. So I know it's pretty kind of hard to see these.
Christina's got you started at 19.
Correct. Thank you, Christina. And I know we have a long evening, so I won't keep everybody. This is a great starter piece if you have not gone into the Deco world of Chase and their wonderful chrome objects, and then copper as well, beautiful copper items as well. I'll count it down: 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1.
So we're waiting for Karen to give the stop and the winner. Jenny has the question, was it one side for nut and one for shells? And I would say no. I would have thought that at that era, you would want to showcase your multitudinous of nuts. So you would have one style in one side and one style on the other. And then the shells, if you had them, you just, tuck them under your belt or something. Because I don't think they would have it for waste in something that pretty.
If you think of the extravagance of when you're entertaining, your nuts are already shelled. Those
Good point. Once you put them out, you're right. They would already be shelled. All right. I saw the stop come across. So it looks like Christina Campbell picked that up for $19.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, everyone. I see currently there are, how many are in here?
250.
The next item I have is 11 by 14. There's no glass in here. This is the Unbreakable cell. I love these Adirondack or Oxford frames, as they're called as well. The Adirondacks are very plain. Usually they don't have any scrolling, but this is a very nice example, very rustic. There's no glass. And simply said, these are overlapped joint frames, and I'll let you see what I mean by that. Where that joint, this overlaps, and that's carved in. And this is a very nice example of that. This is like a 14 by 11 frame. And this is starting at $25. And these are antiques. There are frame makers now that are making these. There's a beautiful studio in Houston. I need to give you all a tour of that example of their work. They will make these in any type of wood, but you're not going to get the antiquing or age that comes with the antique versions. And this one is easily 100 years old. Just look at the gatoring of the finish. I know it's hard to see. It's such a large frame.
And then how big is the inset in the back for the glass? Is it for thick, like for thick contemporary glass, or to be real, is it a thin inset?
It would be really easy to fit in. This one that I picked up has nails set here on the top, and you would have to insert your glass in there and then have other nails put in if you want. I've seen these with the original wood backing. Then I've seen them where they've had to replace it with cardboard, just depending on who had it last.
The death of all art, cardboard.
Right, yeah, exactly. But nice old wiring, just a beautiful frame. I have a large collection. I say large collection. I know I have over 8 of these in my office with either pictures or art or portraits in there. I don't know if there's any bids or not.
Unfortunately, nothing so far.
Okay. Well, I'll count it. Actually, I'll just bring this one back later to another sale. No big deal. And move on to the third item.
So Karen can put in a pass on that, just so stop.
Now, if you're a fan of typewriter ribbons, whoever thought of this number thought of putting not 3, not 6, not 9, but 12 all together on an 8.5 by 11 piece of board. And they were using these for either typesetting or some other thing, because they've listed each one A, B, C, D, E, F, all through the alphabet, and then ending the last one with X, Y, Z.
That is very cool. What is this starting at?
This is starting at $15. And it's very neat because we were talking about the Warhol Museum, and Scott Quibb, that's very Warhol with the repeated designs that someone did, and it's funny that we're here in Pittsburgh and he made that comment. But just these typesetting alone is really, really neat. You could do the same thing or put buttons in here or just use it as art. Keep embellishments in here if you're still doing some type of crafting or assemblages, and you have little teeny tiny materials that you would use. This would be a great way to store all of that, and then use it as a display as well.
Hell, that's a trivet. Put your casserole dish on that. It's all. It's going to be. It's going to protect the table just from that. So I think Jenny Mack correctly is identifying the design as an Impala, very 30s look to it, 20s to 30s. That is cool though that they put all the lettering on there. Yeah, you're probably right. It's some sort of stamp or something that would have been held in those
Typesets or things like that.
Judy's got you started at $20.
Here's the back if anyone's interested, but it's just the wood that they put these on. And it looks like these were not glued on. If you notice the little tack, these are solidly probably nailed in or tacked in. If you can see the shiny ends of the metal.
And you're handling it quite a bit, so those lids must be on pretty well. So they're not just falling off.
Correct. Okay, I will count this down. 10.
So Circle 7 is asking if they open, and yes, theoretically those should all just open.
They should, yeah.
And they should just be friction open, right? Those weren't screwed on, were they?
No.
No, just friction, yeah.
Yeah, these were tacked on, or almost like a rivet, double tacked on each can. Yeah, I think they would have kept some type of typeset or something like that on here.
What a neat thing to like hang on the wall and then put keys in, like hide keys in it, or I don't know, like a spare car key, spare house key.
Well, I'm even thinking like, could this be something cool for in an office or even in a classroom? The kids' last names. Does your last name have an A or B, or have like little prizes or something in there?
Right.
Jenny saying spices. Like it's just cool. And off those, you could sell each one of those boxes for $15. If they weren't attached.
12 of them, right?
There's 12. I'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we'll wait for that to stop. Yeah, very neat. I like the artistry and the time. And not only that, but the imagination of doing that. It's very, very, very neat. Absolutely. And the time it took to collect it, it must have been their favorite ribbon.
Karen put stop in. So Judy picked it up for $20. That is a great pickup for $20. I love that.
Okay. Thanks for having me, and I'll see you later in the show.
Thank you. You're not gonna be able to hide. We're gonna definitely get you back. All right. So Karen, my next item is a $12 start. And it's another lot of items. And so you get all 3 of these bags. So this one was getting in the way. This had been at my in my antique shop. I don't know if Amy is still here, but this was in the shop hanging on the wall. And I replaced it with some new art. So this came down, and you get all 3 of, you get this Tom McCann. Who remembers Tom McCann? Exercole. So it's probably 70s or 80s, I would assume. It is a burlap sack that I don't know if this is what you would have gotten your shoes in, but it's just kind of a cool, Christmas is coming and you want to just wrap something in a burlap sack. People can think they're getting Tom McCann shoes. Then even more impressive, you can wrap your next gift in a bag of US Mint, $50 in pennies. So this one has a date on it. So this one is 1987. So we're not going super old, but we got 1987. It just has the fold over top. There's no gather. There's no ties. This does not have the lock on it. This is very simple. But again, You want to be creative in your gift giving? Give somebody a bag of money and then have them open it up and find out it's actually a pair of shoes. And then the last one is actually a really nice sized one. This was what I originally had picked up to do for the sale. And then I just added the other two because I had them in my collection. This is, and it's very faint, it is a Ritz laundry bag. So you can kind of see the logo in the middle and you can see the laundry bag printed across it. It was a Ritz laundry bag from Jack, just lost his name, Jack Schuster. So I don't know if we got any Schusters in the audience, but so this one has the rope on the top to gather it closed. It does have, full disclosure, there's a small tear that goes down maybe 6 inches on the side. Doesn't change its functionality. It's still a functional bag. I had my tape measure out and I put it away. It's a fairly decent size. So this one is across. You're dealing with about 19 inches. And then down, you've got about 34 inches. So you've got a pretty decent sized laundry bag, as you would expect it to be. You know, want to continue using it for laundry? That's fine. Send it off to your kids at college. They can bring back their clothes and have you wash them because that is what college kids are supposed to do. But regardless, you get the laundry bag, the money bag, and the shoe bag all for one money. I want to make sure we get through everything tonight. I don't see any bids, so I will go ahead and have Karen put in a pass and pass it back to Scott.
Okay, next up, we have a machine-made lace tablecloth. We're going to unfold it for you, but it measures 64 by 45. 64 by 45. There are no stains, and the only damage is a tiny little spot right on the edge, and I'll show you that. 64 by 45, and David will help me model it.
What's the start?
$19. I guess this would be a good time to show you the one bit of damage. That's the only damage is right there on one edge. So that's a corner, and that's the only damage on it is that one spot right there. And again, it measures 64 by 45. And we'll do our best to hold it up so that it can completely be seen. I don't know if you can see us out here or not. I'm going to open this door. Let's step in here just a little bit. Is that showing up pretty decently?
Yes. It's very transparent. It's much more transparent than I would have thought it would be.
You'll have to help us if there are any questions because we can't see them from back here.
Step forward and put it against that tangerine wall because you're losing some of the detail. Just put a little bit of the edge against the color wall because I think you're going to see a lot more detail if you put it against something that's got that dark color. Yeah, you can see a lot better there.
Do you want to turn it? Oh, turn it. Let's turn it this way.
Very nice. Very pretty.
All right, come on. Come to me, David, if you will. Just, I don't know how well that's.
Yeah, no, that's showing great. It shows detail great.
I'm actually not behind I'm behind the camera, but I'm not where I can actually see what I'm doing.
All good.
I've had this on my dining room table in the bungalow, and it's just been lovely, and it fit my table perfectly. But I've got another tablecloth I'm using. No stains. The only damage was that one little spot on the corner.
I do believe you have an opening bid from Christina for 19, but oddly, I see that prior to Karen putting in the start. So, but I'm assuming that's for your item.
Okay, we're really gonna. I'm gonna just go right ahead, folks. If you have don't be afraid. If you've got a question, ask it so we can move it along.
Yes, Christina's in at 19.
Okay, then I'm gonna move back over, David. I'm going to go this way with it. Turn the camera back around. There we go. All right. So if there are, thank you, David. I appreciate that. Your assistance in modeling that. Okay. Then I'm going to fold this back up. And if there are no questions, we will count this down. The high bid right now is 19. I'll give you 1 second in case anybody wants to ask any questions about it. It has been laundered. It's clean. And I had been using it for quite a while. I thought I saw Dee come up. Did she? Oh, she is. She's up here. Okay, then we'll count this down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Behave yourself. Okay. Woo! I'm getting tangled up in the carpet. The stop is in, and Christina Campbell gets it at 19. Thank you, Christina Campbell, at 19. Patrick, the floor is yours.
All right. Again, just getting ready to move my booth, so I'm switching some things up. And I had a stack of price guides, and so I brought this one. If you follow my channel, several years ago, we did a deep dive about Coca-Cola collectibles. This is the price guide that we use. The price guides are irrelevant because this is from 1994, but these guides are really helpful because they include so many references of what was out there, particularly since so many things are reproduction. This is a $5 start. So this is, again, the 1994, it's the 9th edition, copyright 1994. It is 500 pages long. So you've got a very nice, hefty book all in one place. You know, you've got the idea that, oh, we don't need these guidebooks. Everything's on the internet. You got to find everything on the internet, and half of what's on the internet, you're never sure you can count on. So again, this is the Petretti guide, again, 9th edition. So they've made sure that they are collecting and they're making references to the reproductions that were made. So particularly when you're dealing with those trays, and this is something that I have to go back and forth all the time. When I see a tray, I assume it's a reproduction. And then I sometimes will go back and do I've looked at my own video before, or look at the book to be like, okay, wait a minute, which one's the ones that we need to make sure of reproductions, which ones aren't. But some great illustrations, some great imagery. Almost everything's in black and white because it's really just for reference. And again, it does have prices, although this one's a nice image in color. So this was a 1912 soda fountain, 30 by 46 cardboard cutout window display. That in this edition was $6,500. Don't know if it's gone up or down since then, but I have a feeling cardboard window displays are probably even more rare than they were 30 years ago. So you do some color imagery, but it is what it is. I do not know if there's a newer edition to this one. This is the most recent one that I had. I actually picked this up specifically to do that deep dive with Katie. Can't remember if it was a duo dive or a deep dive, but she was the one that did it. Vinny does a bunch of stuff with Coca-Colas. So I'm sure if he were here, he would talk about how good or bad this book is. But this is the one that Katie recommended. So I'm just simplifying my collection for when I moved. Some of it's still in my booth. This one's coming out and it's going to go home to the top bidder. So I think I've got a couple of bids that came in. So I'll go ahead and count it down so we can get through more items tonight. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. Watch for the count, and there's Dee.
Hi, Patrick.
Watch for the stop. How are you enjoying Pittsburgh?
I'm loving it. Yeah, it's great.
Now, did you fly in or did you drive in?
I flew.
Did you fly again?
Yeah.
Got to ship all your stuff back. That adds to your costs.
I know, but I just can't drive on the thruway.
Oh, yeah. Well, because you're pretty far upstate New York, aren't you? So that would have been a pretty hefty drive.
Yeah. I don't drive throughway at all.
I think the winner is Kentucky Digger Steve at 13, Patrick.
Great. I'll add the book to the cabinet cards. Thanks, Steve, for picking that up for 13.
Okay, girly. There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Dee.
There I am.
Going down the hall.
All right. Hi, guys. I have actually, hi everyone. I have just some linens, 3 items I'm going to sell. And the first one is, this is so pretty, guys. This measures 32 by 30. And it is this gorgeous little, I guess you could put it on a card table. Or it would actually look beautiful on top of an existing tablecloth, maybe a red one for Christmas or green. It's got beautiful detail. Oh, let me just tell you, this is starting at $16. Sorry about that. I just want to show you how beautiful. I love all of the detail on this item. I hope you could see that good. And then here is the center. Absolutely beautiful. And I did not see any staining on this. The lighting in here is not the greatest, but I don't see any stains on here at all. It is just beautiful. So 32 by 30 is the size. Isn't it beautiful? I fell in love with it when I saw it. All right, so I do see Heidi in at 16. I am going to count this down. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sold. Oh, you can't see it? I'm not used to. I always use my phone for for my videos. Is this good, guys?
You can't see what?
Kentucky Steve was saying to back up a little bit. They really couldn't see it. I was too close. There we go. Is that better?
But you already sold it, right?
Well,
you counted it down, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. We'll back up to the next one.
So that is going to go to Heidi. Thank you, Heidi.
Okay. That's pretty.
It is. It's very pretty. All right. Let me just write. I'll just write it back here. All right. Next up, I have a really pretty doily / dresser scarf. This measures 24 by 12, and it is an ecru color. It is not white, and it's in really great condition. There's no rips in it. I didn't see any staining on it. And if there is, my bad, because I can't see good up here. This is going to start at $16 as well. I know I keep forgetting to say what I'm starting things at. I'm doing the same thing David did. Tammy's probably down there having a fit.
I think you're just excited because we're broadcasting from my bedroom.
Oh dear.
That did it. She's flushed.
Oh dear.
She's flushed.
Sorry, Kim.
We all get excited by that.
We're broadcasting from my boudoir.
Woo! Yes, we are, guys. Isn't it pretty? It's beautiful.
That's
All right.
yeah. I don't see any stains at all, Dee.
No, I didn't think I did, but you know, my eyes aren't the best. But
Well, neither's my hearing. We'd be a great team.
oh, I see Miss Jackie is in for 16. Karen Taylor's got her eyes covered. I'm covering my eyes too, Karen. All right, I'm going to go ahead and count this down. 10, 9.
Dreamboat Annie's asking if it's crochet.
Let me show you, and then you can be the judge. I'm going to hold it up close. Whoops, there's the. Oh my goodness. It looks. I'm not.
It looks dimensional, so I would say it is crochet, but I'm not an expert.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So.
I think knitting would make it flat. Crochet can make it dimensional.
All right. I'm going to count it down, guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and sold. Okay, so waiting for the stop. Melody Southern Buckeye has the high bid of 19, and there is the stop. So Melody, thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, now this last item is fabulous, guys. This is a Quaker lace tablecloth, and it measures 111 by 71. We're in this camera, right?
That's the one that's filming us.
Okay, because I was doing it over here.
Oh,
before.
that's what the people see. That's
Oh,
what we
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So
A close up first, I guess, of the lace.
So what's the start and what's the size again?
this is starting at $25, and it's 111 by 71.
I'm just giving them a close up first, Dee, before
Right.
we back up, so they can see how pretty it is.
And if there is any staining on here, it is minuscule because it was very hard for me to open this all up in the store. But I really did not see any issues with it.
Miss Jackie's got you at 25.
This is absolutely gorgeous, guys. Oh, which way do you got it? Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is beautiful. And it has these pretty little
This is huge.
edges. Yes. It is just so pretty. And this is nice for the holidays if you have a really long table. This would be perfect. So there you have it. It is, oh my gosh.
Well, that's large enough to be a bedspread.
I was thinking the same thing, Patrick.
Put that on a queen or a king. It's still draped
Yeah,
on the
yeah, you
sides.
could do that. You absolutely could. For sure.
Here, I'll step all the way in.
Yeah, this is this is really long. It's just gorgeous. Can we show the center? Is there like
Yeah,
a
we did see that. They did get a chance
Oh,
to see
okay.
that.
I didn't-
but I'll show
alright.
it again. Here's the center here. Come down just a little bit, dude.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, there. Okay, perfect. Yes.
Yeah, there you go. Any questions? I can't see the. Shall we fold it?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops.
There we go.
There you go. All right. Right. So. Oops. I think your high bid is still your opening bid. Sorry,
Okay,
my.
that's fine.
Okay.
All right.
That's pretty.
Yeah, this is beautiful. All right, so I shall count this beautiful tablecloth down. Thank you guys. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Oh, there we go. 2, 1, and sold. I know, right, Karen? My table is small. Or I would have probably kept it, but. All right, so there's the stop. So it, who had the bid? Oh, I don't. Look at me. I'm trying to touch the laptop screen.
Ms. Jackie 55
Oh, okay. All
for
right.
$25.
All right. Thank you, Jackie.
So Scott, we missed you, so you still have to get your one item. Otherwise, we're going to pull me ahead.
Oh, okay.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Oh, I need that. See.
Oh, yes,
That's
you do.
okay.
Yes, you do.
I can give it to you. I can give it to you after the
That's
sale.
fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
I'll
No,
give it to you after the sale.
I saw it.
Okay.
Bye,
All right.
Patrick.
See you, D. We'll see you later. We'll get you back up here.
Thanks for allowing us to have all that little bit of back and forth there. Okay. Now we're all settled again. Gee whiz. Okay, I have a jewelry casket, which starts at $19. And I just love, even though the innards are tattered, I'm thrilled whenever the innards are still there. And I've never found one where the innards aren't tattered. I find a lot of them when the innards aren't there. It is not
Because they were
marked.
tattered and they decided to tear them out.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm always looking underneath for a Jennings Brothers mark or something like that. This one is unbranded, but it was silver plated at one time. And of course, there's a good amount of silver left on there, considering I've seen these where it's all completely rubbed off. And we'll open it up. Again, it starts at $19.
And you've got Christina's got you as your opening bid.
Thank you, Christina. The hinge is not broken. And I just think the innards are I just love that. The pink silk and the little rope around it holding it in. You can see the cotton underneath. And I wouldn't rip this out at all. I love that. I didn't measure it, but of course you can see it measures about 1.5 inches by maybe 3.5 inches. It's a pretty little one in an Art Nouveau style. We see these a lot. I haven't had one lately. I think I bought this here in Pittsburgh. Woo, good place to hide whatever it is that needs to be hidden. So if you've got any questions, feel free to ask me. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to count down. The high bid right now is the opening bid of 19 with Christina Campbell. And again, I'll let you see all four sides.
Maryland's got you to 20.
There's the back.
Christina's 22.
And that side, and the front, and the top, and the bottom, and then the inside. Okay, then the jewelry casket. The antique jewelry casket, high bidder right now is 22, and we'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it.
Judy snuck it up to 23. We'll wait for the stop. Oop, Christina's fighting for it.
I'm going to go ahead and get you ready, Patrick, and
You bet.
get me out of there. I keep pressing all the wrong things tonight. Okay. Let's see. The stop is in, and it's Christina Campbell at 25. Let me just hit refresh. And if I make a mistake, if the moderators would help us. Okay, Christina Campbell at 25. Christina, thank you so much.
All right, my next is another lot. To get a trend, I'm trying to clear out some inventory. So this is a $10 start. You get all of these, and this is your history lesson for the evening. These are, does anyone know? These are Tamari balls, Temari. It's a Japanese art form that goes back centuries. The problem with many craft and art designs like this, you don't know how old these are. These could have been made yesterday, or they could have been made 50 years ago, 100 years ago, or literally 1,000 years ago. We're going to go, these are not 1,000 years old. So what I've got are two Tamari balls that are 4 inches and one that's 3. I'll show them one at a time. So the concept behind this, and I have actually made Tamari balls myself. I have not made these. These were purchased in an estate sale. These are 4-inch styrofoam balls. What you initially do, actually, this one's a better one to start with. What you initially do with the styrofoam ball is you wrap it in a very thin white thread. You just go over and over and over and over so that this does have a little bit of a cushion to it, because what you're trying to do is you're trying to completely encapsulate the styrofoam, because you then sew into that thread base. So you typically use white as your base, and then you end up segmenting the ball into, depending on the design, you actually can use paper to measure it out. You put little pins all around. This one is actually one of the simplest designs. It's very, very impressive, but for making it, it's one of the simpler designs, because all you're doing is you are starting a thread mark at the top. This red would have been added at the end, and you would start wrapping it from top to bottom and just going back and forth and then going around the edges. So you've got start the red, then the green, and then the black. So the white is all underneath this entire thing. The red, the black, and the green all sit on top of it. And then you see it stretches over. You then do all of those designs. Then you sew over your poles, the top and the bottom. This one actually did, what is that, a octagon. And on the bottom, they just did a square. Now, the reason these 3 got pulled is because they no longer have the thread to hang them with. So they're ornaments. You can turn them into carpet balls, put them in a bowl. You can do whatever you want, but I use them as Christmas ornaments. The others all had the threaded left on to be the hook. These, that thread has either never been added or it got lost. So, and I just started answering Karen's question. So again, they're purely decorative, but they look fantastic on a Christmas tree. So you could very easily just either add your own thread into there, or they make those really decorative Christmas tree hooks, hook it right in. It's literally just thread. So you would just put it in there. You could go into the base layer and you'd be able to hang it very, very sturdy. And it is, as Steve says, it's a lot of work. This one, relatively simple. This one is insane. This one started, instead of a white body, it actually did everything in blue and then wrapped. Look at all of the intricate work that they did. And you can kind of see how they're made, because you see this one is underneath this one. So they formed this entire chevron first and then stitched this chevron over it. So it's all like, I love them because it's like almost scientific. You have to measure these distances. You have to know where all your pins are. And then, each one of these points was where there was a pin, and you just wrapped it around that pin, stitched it into the base, and then came back. So you end up getting really pretty points. The ones that I did weren't quite so pointy. So, you get better with time. This one definitely has some advanced skill to it, simply because the geometry to make this design is a lot more sophisticated. This one, the geometry is not particularly complicated, but you have to pay really close attention to how you're overlapping these to get to be consistent. And then this is also using a really high end, and this is probably the most contemporary of the 3. You can see there's almost an ombre sheen to some of the thread. So there's just a lot of ways to add on to these. So these 3 got pulled together solely because the others I can very easily hang in my booth as Christmas tree ornaments. But as somebody just said, it looks fantastic in a bowl. You know, you could just do them whatever. You could even, you know, get a little O-ring or a little washer, and you just set that down. You barely see it, and it would sit as a individual piece of artwork sculpture. So, so you're getting 3 of these. Did anyone bid on these? Yeah, Sherry looks like it started out. So I'm going to go ahead and count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Yes, knitting is a science. 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And you do get all 3. I'll wait for the stop. All right. So it looks like Sherry Craddock picked them up for their maiden bid. Great pickup, Sherry, because I will definitely be selling them for more than that in my booth. Back to Scott.
Okay, starting at $8, I have a big yellow and white doily. This measures 29.5 inches across. Now I've got 4 small ones that match it. They're going to come up separately, but there's a big doily, and 29.5 inches in diameter. No, yeah. Without any damage. It starts at $8. It is not stained, and it has no funny smell. And we all know what to do with a doily. So I'm just going to put it there and let it speak for itself. That might be the biggest. I'm sure they're bigger than that, but I don't know how big they have to get before they turn into, you know, tablecloth size. Moving in so you can see it close up. Measuring 29.5 inches. A big yellow and white doily. And the high bid right now is Sherry Craddock.
15 for Sherry Craddock.
All right. I'm going to count it down, and if Patrick will allow me to just zip on and do these as well,
of course.
Then we'll, because I'm not really going to take up a whole lot of time on it, because I don't really know what else to say, other than it's so pretty without any damage. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 on the big boy doily, or big girl doily. I don't know why I said big boy doily, but. And then coming up next are 4 matching, and we'll have those in just a second, but let me sit down and get our winner on the big one. I've got an oak corner shelf that I just found today. I can't wait to show you in just a little bit. And the stop is in. Karen is our winner is Sherry Craddock at 21.
That's who I see as well.
Okay. I'll zip ahead and do now, starting at $12. We've got 4 yellow ones that match. These measure 12.5 inches, and there are 4 of them, and they start at $12. $12 opening bid for 4 that match the big one, and they measure 12.5 inches across. So I'll put that on my shoulder and then just go ahead and show you. So you can see, if we sorry, if we compare, I believe these are probably made by the same hand with the same color. No damage on these. There's one. And two. And three. And four. And the high bid right now is Kentucky Digger Steve at 17. Yes, it's one price for the four. So we'll count those down. I'll give you a second in case anyone else wants to slide a bid on in there. And then we'll go back to Patrick. The four yellow and white doilies at 12.5 inches. The high bid right now is 18 with Sherry Craddock, and I will count these down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. And we're going to go ahead and see who has them.
Watch for the stop.
In there.
Oh, Kentucky Digger Steve's trying to fight for him. It's a race to the stop.
Sherry Craddock is our winner at $23. So Sherry, you're going to get the whole bundle. Thank you, Kentucky Digger, for your bids as well. And Sherry Craddock, thank you. I know I have your information, Sherry, so look for that invoice tonight or tomorrow morning. And I thank you, $23, Sherry. Thank you. Back to you, Patrick.
All right. My next is another lot of items, and this is a $10 start. Going to a mixed lot of something a little bit different. So I've had some of the vintage advertising before, and I'm going to show you that in a second because I do have a new piece of vintage advertising. But this is what I picked up specifically for this sale. So if you look, you get it in the light without the thing. Actually, I'll kind of ruined the lead there. Kind of showed you it's already got the pet name on it. But this wooden stick with the spike on it is used to open the cans of evaporated milk. And so this says, open your pet irradiated sunshine vitamin D milk with this handy pet opener. So we all picture the cans of evaporated milk that we have now, once upon a time. This, when they referred to it, I had to look it up. When we had to look at the reference to pet irradiated milk, that is from the 30s. And that would have been my guess just from the color combination and the advertising that's on this. So it would have been the older cans. You would have punctured it. You don't have the old church keys or anything like we did in more contemporary times. You literally would just spike this in to be able to pour from one end. You put another spike on the opposite end to be able to vent it. And you'd be able to open up your pet. I had also to look it up. I never knew if it was P-E-T, like you actually pronounce the letters. But it does you just say pet, but I've only ever seen it capitalized like you see on this. So this is one of the vintage advertising pieces. It is a new old stock carton of milk. Now this one does have the patent on it. And I looked up the patent. The patent is from 1956. So this is probably from the late 50s into the 60s. So some of you might, I remember the little paper boxes of milk that you get at school. I think they still probably make them, maybe not. But this one would have been dated to the days of pet dairy products that are laboratory controlled for your protection. So you're not puncturing them with the little spiky can. Like this would make a great murder weapon in a Jessica Fletcher murder mystery, don't you think? Just long enough to probably, make someone die, but not long enough for anyone to figure out what was used to kill them. So you get the box, you get the spike to open the can, you get the box, which is what replaced the can. I found, just because of the season, I want to make sure I get rid of them. There's a set of 5 of these little snack bags. I don't think there's a huge age to these. There's a zip code on the back. So these are, somewhat contemporary, maybe within the last 10, 20 years. But they're like little treat bags. You get 5 of those. And this I found in my stack of ephemera that I'd never offered before. And because I'm not 100% sure what it is exactly the same as those little snack bags that have the pumpkins on it. It's like a little envelope. But it specifically says on there it's from Ontario's Niagara Parks. And on the back, there's a map of the scenic highways of Ontario's Niagara Parks. But I don't know what you would use this for. It's the Parks Commission, so maybe it held maps inside. There's no gusset on the envelope, so that's it. And that's all it's going to hold. So it doesn't going to hold a lot. If it was for popcorn, it wouldn't hold a lot of popcorn because it's relatively short and it just doesn't open very much. So maybe it was to hold your park tickets. Could you have put stuff in there? Or it could hold candy. It's just not very big. So I've never offered this before. I just found it in a stack of things that I bought from Niagara Falls. So this was just kind of like this random thing. You know what? I'm going to make a little vintage advertising. And I think Joan and I are on the same page. I'm thinking that this is it controls maybe the brochure and your tickets. If you bought the Made the Mist tickets, it was just a place to keep it all together. You could use it for candy. You could use it for anything. I just think it makes a cool vintage advertising piece for the Niagara Parks. Unfortunately, I didn't see anything on here that indicates its age. And I don't know Niagara Falls well enough to know, did the map change over the years? It's been around for millennia, so I can't imagine these have changed all that much. But even just based on the font, we're definitely looking vintage at some point. So you get the Niagara Parks packet, 5 of kind of the same size, 5 of the little snack packets, which again wouldn't hold a ton. I should ask Dee. What do you recognize this, Dee? Were you a child when this came out? Little pack of the pumpkins, the pet homogenized milk drink carton, new old stock, so you can assemble it and serve milk at your own dinner table. But the big piece of this lot is the one and only, the pet death spike to open your cans of evaporated milk. I think I saw a price bid come in. Yes, I did see at least one bid come in, so I will go ahead and count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And Dee does not remember that from her childhood. All right, I'll watch for the stop, then we'll go back to Scott. Oh, we've got a bunch of people coming in. Okay, we got to refresh. Scott, if you can help me, or I guess get Karen to reconfirm.
Kentucky Digger Steve at 20.
Yeah, looks like Glenn came in right afterwards at 23. Sorry, Glenn. Thanks for trying for it, but congratulations, Kentucky Digger Steve.
Next up with a opening bid of $18 is made in Iran. Is this very small tablecloth. Now this is dyed, not woven, and I believe it to be a little touristy thing. Probably made after the First World War, but before the Second, is my guess on it. I did a little bit of research, but not a terrible amount. So let the buyer beware, because I might not know what I'm talking about. But I can tell you that it is dyed fabric, not woven. There's one stain right there. That's what the stain looks like on the back. And that's what the stain looks like on the front. But there aren't any holes in it. It's a pretty little table scarf. You can see that it is marked right here. And you can see the measurements of it. And it is ink stamped on the back, Iran Persian trademark 24 by 24 square. So I know nothing more about it other than that. It might be something from the 20s or the 30s or the 40s. It kind of feels like a between the war kind of a thing. And again, it's very lightweight material without any holes in it. And I was using it for a short amount of time on a very small 1930s era coffee table sort of thing.
It's funny how we always use them for a while and then something better comes along or something different comes along and you end up replacing it. I have some that are stamped the same way, and I've gotten rid of some over the years, and I still have a couple that are on display.
Stamped in that type of way.
Yeah, with that Iran Persia stamp on it.
Have you got any information on that?
No, I looked it up and I really couldn't find anything. I don't know the era, but it's that same kind of knot work on the end.
Yeah.
And I love them. I just the colors in there, just the way it's printed. I think it's so pretty.
Yeah. So.
Yours is much more colorful than mine. Mine were mostly that beige ground within just like accents of color. Yours has a lot more color in it.
Well, the colors on it are pretty strong.
Yeah, they really are. I mean, much compared to what I had. Yeah, they're much stronger.
We've talked before about the Persian corner, the Moroccan. You know, there was a fat decorated like that, and it's just something that someone would have in their interior in their homes back in those days when people decorated in this type of way. I will slide back in because I can't see the chat. I don't know if anyone is able to.
Poodle's got you up to $22.
I'm sorry.
Poodle has you up to $22.
Okay. I don't know about prayer rug. I've seen a lot of these. I can't really comment on that as to whether it is considered a prayer rug or not. So we'll just let you come to your conclusions.
We need to clarify. Poodle was your opening bid for $22, but she says she's out. So I'm not sure if her bid was actually for my item.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just give you a second and let us.
Yeah. She is asking if it's soft.
Is it what?
Soft. Mine wasn't. It wasn't burlap, but it wasn't silk.
Oh, that's tough, Poodle. It's not as soft as I wouldn't want it to be a pillowcase, but it's not as rough as burlap, but it's not. I think this was. I think it's a decorative table scarf, really, and not a prayer rug. It's not directional.
Because of the size, I agree. Because of the stamp on the back that gives the size, I think that was for decorative.
Yeah, I think this was just the touristy thing. They probably just pumped these out, and anyway, it's not. Gosh, Poodle, I don't know how to tell you. I don't know. I mean, I'm not used to soft. It's not soft, but it's
so
not
Poodle is saying she'll pass on it. I don't think she was actually bidding on that one.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, she. Okay, so there are no bids.
I do not believe so.
Well, Dreamboat Annie has a bid of 20, I guess.
There you go. Yep.
Okay. All right. All I know is it really looked pretty on my little coffee table in a 1920s, 30s kind of interior. It looked nice. I'll count it down. 10. It's almost like a flannel-y type feel. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Now, okay. I want the velvet texture. Oh, okay. It's not velvet, Poodle. It's not velvet. If you want velvet soft, I'm glad you passed because it's definitely not a soft velvet.
And you've had some gorgeous velvet ones. I was in Pennsylvania hoping to find some. I'm like, where does he find these all the time? I want one.
I need to try to find some more of them. Dreamboat Annie is the winner at $20. And Dreamboat Annie, I thank you so much.
All right. I do have a lot of ephemera tonight, but I'm trying to mix it up with some other stuff. So we're going to throw this one out, and people might be able to figure out what this is just from what's sticking out and what the case is. The case is not in great shape. There does say something on the edge. I could not, actually the light's even a little bit better here, but I still don't think I can figure out what that says. This is a $12 start, and it is your own prop to recreate Sweeney Todd. So you've got this beautiful straight edge razor, which if you actually wanted to use it as a razor, you would have to do quite a bit of sharpening on this. I did not really do a lot to clean it up. You definitely have some oxidation on it. You definitely have a little bit of rust, some metal wear in the blade and on the base of it. The blade itself still seems to be pretty good. You can see a little bit of oxidation on the edge, but that should be able to polish up. There's no actual nicks in the on the edge of the blade. When I looked these up, what I found unique about this one is this mount that is done at the top and the bottom. Most of the time, the body is it just ends with this material. So this one had a little bit extra. I'm positive it is at least no longer silver plated because it was in pretty rough shape when I picked it up, and that there was no oxidation. This is what it looked like when I picked it up. I had to clean up some like greasy gunk that had there's a little, you can kind of tell there's like a little nubbin there. It's not really a rivet because I'm not sure if it goes all the way through. I don't think it's really holding anything. It's just decorative, and it just because I think from being in the case, it had just kind of gotten a little gooky. That's my technical term. So, but the rest of it was still purely white. So I don't think it's not silver. So this is not a silver mount blade. I could not find the brand. However, I'm going to hold this up again because together we might be able to figure out more of what this says. I was trying to do this with with some light and the magnification on my phone, and I could not figure it out. I'm assuming that this is the case. It came in this case. I'm going to assume that they have lived together. Age-wise, your guess is as good as I have, Steve. I mean, you figure straight razors really haven't been used for probably 100 years of this style. So I'm going to guess, and just based on the font and the style of this case, yes, I think it's 100 years old. But even here, I cannot make literally any word out on this pouch. So that's why I'm just offering it here. I'm just going to let the market decide what you guys want to do because I don't know how to sell it as anything specific. Maybe a rare one. It may be super, super common. But I will say in looking up some price comparisons, this type of mount was different. Not saying it's particularly valuable. I really didn't find a lot that had that in there. And then Raj had a term, and I should have written it down. Raj had a term of what this material, what it looked like. And it was reminiscent of a cat's eye. And there was some cool word that he used for it, like chartreuse or something. I don't know if he's within earshot to find out. And so I was trying to figure out what the material was. I initially thought it was celluloid. I don't know if it is. It is metal that's supporting it. It could be horn. I don't think it's just traditional plastic. I think it's older than that. Can you put a paper on it and rub the paper with a pencil? I don't know why I would do that, but I could try. Put a paper on it and rub the paper with a pencil. Oh, you mean no, because this is a soft leather. It's not really engraved. It was printed on. So that is not, that would not pick anything up. I'm sorry. I wasn't sure what we were talking about. And I agree, Steve. It's not plastic. It could be my initial guess was it was celluloid. But I don't know because I was guessing that this was 20s to 30s. So I thought celluloid initially. That's it. What Joan just said, chatoyancy. He can speak 10 languages, so he can say it better than I can. But that's what it looks like, chatoyancy, which is just a really fancy word to say it looks like this. But you can impress your friends. So it is what it is. I'm not making promises of anything beyond there. I could not find any markings on the blade itself. I did the best I could to try and, see is there something underneath the oxidation. I really didn't pick anything up doing that. So the best bet is if somebody just has a much better magnifying glass and much better light to figure out what that might say. You might be able to figure, but it might be the company that sold it. It might be the barber shop that used it. Who knows? So anyway, I spent enough time on it. I think there was a bid on it, so I'm going to go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. And yes, Poodle, it is amazing. I can always tell when he's drunk too much because he'll just suddenly start talking to me in a different language, and I have to turn to like English and remind him that I do not speak 10 languages. So watch for the stop. All right, I see the stop. It looks like the opening bid from Kentucky Digger Steve for 15 is who gets it. So congrats, Steve. I'm adding your box.
Oh,
and you got it for 15.
Okay. Starting at $25, I have an oak corner shelf. It measures 18 by 13. It's been refinished and it is lovely. I love oak. I will back up to let you see it. I just got it today. It measures 18 by 13 and it starts at $25. It is an antique. It has been refinished. Very nicely done. And this is to be hung on a wall. Now I shall back up and let you see it completely. Let's move in first. Of course, it will open up like that, and you can see that it is for the corner of a wall. Lovely, probably was in a bathroom, and whoever refinished it really did a nice job. Beautiful oak, and we have quarter sawn oak here in the middle. You'll hear people say tiger oak, but you can see how pretty the oak is. There was an escutcheon there that covered a keyhole. That was taken off. Leave it that way or go find yourself an antique one and put it back on. So there is no hardware locking mechanism on it anymore. There's no shelf on the inside, but there's a place where you could put one here. So there's a bottom to it, and there's a place where you could put a shelf inside if you wanted to. They completely clean. It's clean on the inside. This is the inside of the door. This is what the top of it looks like from the back. This is what the back of it looks like. And they didn't do anything else to the back. And I know you all know this little trick of scratching it. That's called 100 years of oxidation. If they tried to fake this by putting stain on it, when you do that, nothing would come off. But there's an indication of age. Now, I did not damage this at all. That's the back. And when you have an antique, you want to be able to do that on an antique piece of furniture. That's the back of it. And that's oxidation that has darkened this. Now, the front of it has been refinished, as you can see. And you'll have to let me know if there are any questions, Patrick, because I'm actually not.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Okay, thank you, sir, because I can't.
It's beautiful piece. Beautiful piece. And Poodle's got you at $35.
Okay, there's no hardware on the back. You figure out how you want to hang it yourself, which is a very easy thing to do. We can see where there was a hook there, and there was a hook there, so that it could actually go, as you know, in the corner. So
were they hooks, or did they screw through the back? Do the holes go all the way through?
They did not screw through the back.
Oh,
There
nice.
are no holes in the back. it really wouldn't matter. You can hang this any way you want. You're not damaging it. If you wanted to bolt it to the wall through the back, that isn't hurting it any.
Poodle's got you up to 40.
So there's the top. There, so you get to see this beautiful oak on the side, and it's very
Gorgeous.
nice, very nicely refinished. I often see people make a mistake when they refinish oak. It looks flat. It looks too white. They don't put that beautiful golden glow. But whoever refinished this, I think they did a great job because you still get the really pretty look of the grain. And it's ready to go. The inside is nice and clean, and it doesn't smell. Doesn't smell. So I just think that's lovely for a bathroom, maybe. Where else? Where would you use it? A kitchen? I don't know. Probably was in a bathroom.
Yeah, entry hall. Put your keys.
Yeah.
Utility room. Put your soap flake box in it.
You really cannot sit it flat. Of course, it was not meant to be sat on a counter, but with the scallop down here and the straight here, it does have to hang. So it won't actually sit on a counter. It was meant to be hung, and that's how it should be. I'll slide back in. I don't know if there are any other questions on it. I was really excited when I found it today. I picked it right up. So, oh, I love that. And the date on it, of course, oak was king. Oak really started becoming popular 1890s, 1900, 1910. That last part of the 19th century and the first 20 years of the 20th century, it was all about the oak. Any questions on this oak corner cabinet?
Nope, everybody loves it though.
That's where you keep the hooch. That's funny. I'll count this down now. The high bid is 40.
Yep.
All right. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the antique circa 1900 oak corner, hanging wall corner shelf thing. I think oak is one of my favorite woods. But then when I see mahogany, I'm in love with mahogany. When I see walnut, I'm in love with walnut. I just love wood. Is it raining where you are, Patrick?
No.
Oh, okay.
All right. So we've got Elderly Poodle at $40.
Thank you, Poodle. I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone who placed bids.
And did you want to see if David or Dee wanted to sell something else while I do this next one?
Keep the ball rolling. I'll get to them.
Okay. So we've got
they hadn't
13 minutes to the hour. All right. My next item, back to some ephemera. This is a $5 start. It's kind of a goofy little thing that I had found. I thought was kind of fun. I used to have cookbooks all the time, and selling them in lots was kind of a nice way to do it. So this is a $5 lot, and what you get is two, effectively, sets of cookbooks. So the first one is the Flex Steel cookers and canners. I'll show you this in a second. But what you also get, and this is what I think is the fun one, you get this envelope, which I got a big stack of cereal cards. And some of these cards were in here and some of them were loose. So I'm not sure if they all came together. You can see somebody was nice and efficient and put that it came in on Monday, July 28th, 1952. So you've got a date right on there. Even if you didn't have that, you could tell because, you know, if you've got your little Scott and Patrick bingo cards, I'm going to talk about zip codes at least once in an ephemera sale. So you've got a 2-digit zip code for New York City, which puts it after the end of World War II until 1963. Well, that's 1952. So what is in this as part of a lot of cookbooks? You get serial card recipe cards that look like this. So what I have, and at some point they may make an appearance on a later sale, not tonight. I have a series of these. They're exact same size. They're on the type of cardboard that the boxes would have been made out of. But I don't think you actually cut the box apart. I think these were slipped into the box. But you must have been able to mail and get them as well. You could just order them from the mail. But you get, it's like collector's cards or anything you get or prizes in cereal boxes today. You get recipes. So a hot wheat breakfast in a minute or two. This is recipe number 4. So again, you could collect them. These are all unique. I do have duplicates, but I didn't put them into this lot. I tried to figure out how much I could fit into the envelope. So you get recipe number 4, which is for Nabisco shredded wheat as hot cereal. Now, I would imagine that this is actually on the back of the recipe too, or the rest of the box, but whatever. It even tells how you could use it for supper. Then it does have real recipes. So this is recipe number 6 for vegetable stuffing using, first of all, because this was a recipe card from Nabisco shredded wheat. So you've got a half a cup of Nabisco cracker meal, in addition to a half a cup of crumbled Nabisco shredded wheat. So they're gonna pitch other Nabisco products to make vegetable stuffing. Steamed brown. Now, I do not think the B has been scraped out. I think they forgot to print it. So I think it's steamed brown bread, but it definitely says red because underneath it says Wheatsworth Lauer. And because I don't know what the printing machine was doing at the time these were made, but there were a couple letters that got missed. So Wheatsworth must have been another Nabisco brand. You can see it's capitalized. I'm not familiar with that one. So you can see what you go into that. And then a new bread for Saturday night. Beans. Okay, I don't know what that means. Recipe number 1, I guess I didn't put them in order, for stuffed pork chops. So Nabisco shredded wheat, crumbled. I guess that gave you the breading. So that was the only item on that one. Oh, wait, do I have duplicates in here? Oh, no. Vegetable stuffing and creamed vegetables. So that was recipe number 6. This is recipe number 7. So you got creamed vegetables, and you added Nabisco 6 Nabisco shredded wheat onto that. Spanish eggs. So we're getting international. Nabisco shredded wheat is one of the items there. So you can see some of them, maybe from the word printing, maybe from where, they've lots of vim to this meaty dish. So you can see there's the printings are a little bit rubbed off. Nabisco griddle cakes was recipe number 15. French toast. Meatloaf that used shredded wheat. Creamed beef, and Nabisco shredded wheat muffins. So you do not get a full set. You get however many that was in the original mailer, plus the Flex Steel, which was a canning for cooking and canning. So it was actually a cookbook specifically to go with this kitchen appliance. Kind of looks like a pressure cooker, I guess, for Flex Steel cookers and canners. So there's a lot of stuff in here for the instruction book. So it's like the new way to better cooking, cook in a short time. It talks about all the parts, how your Flex Steel operates, or Flex Seal cereal cooking. So there's a connection to that. And then in the middle, you get starting the recipes. So there's a recipe for Swiss steak, mock duck, chili con carne, Italian spaghetti in a pressure cooker. Okay. Casserole of veal and rice, meatloaf, chop suey. And then, there's got conversions. So it's just a traditional recipe book. Forgot to check to see if there's a date on it. Probably from the 60s, I'm assuming, based on the artwork. But regardless, you get the book and all the recipe cards and the cool mailer, which was originally sent to Oakland, California, or as it actually appears to say, Oakland CAIF. CAIF, to Miss Anderson on Lynn Street. So that is what you get. I think I saw the opening bid come in, so we're going to count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. watching for the stop to come through, but it looks like we only have the one bid. So Elena Cunningham got it for $5.
Hold on, there's a bid that came.
Oops, there is a. Oh, we had a sneaker in.
Let me just
Dennis Romero picked it up. Sorry, Dennis, I didn't see you. I was jumping out. Dennis picked that up for $6. Sorry,
Yeah.
Elena. Dennis snuck in on you.
Sorry, there. Okay. Starting at $25, I have a globe on a walnut stand, which is probably 1935 to about 1945, something like that. Let's probably say the mid to late 30s into the early 40s. When you look at Palestine, there is no Israel, so we don't even need to worry about the USSR part. Let me back up and let you see it. I love this thing. So it's in pretty good condition, I think. There's one, that's the nastiest scratch right there. Let me back up again. I think my favorite part is this walnut base. Solid walnut. On this side, there's room to slide in an encyclopedia, or maybe when this globe was bought, there was a world atlas in it as well. Who knows? I just don't know. But look how pretty the walnut is. And I didn't do anything to this. You can do a stain on there if you want to cover that up. But I'll put the globe back in it.
Elena's got you up to 26.
The globe is not dated. There's the maker right there. Looked for a copyright date on it all over, couldn't find one. But once again, we went right to Palestine and there's no Israel, so that helps us. That's one little dimple pimple right there. But I think as you look at it, pretty nice. Based upon this sort of almost Deco looking 40s looking 30s 40s looking walnut base, that really helps too. I haven't had one before that sits on a base like this, so it's big, but we can get that we can ship that. I ain't afraid to ship that. So I'm going to look to see if we have any questions there. Cheryl Miller has the high bid of 35. And if there are no other questions, I will sit myself down and I will count this down. Patrick is busy rooting through something. What are you doing, Patrick?
Sorry if I read too loud.
No,
I got more ephemera coming, so
I know.
I'm trying to get it organized.
I know it. I'm gonna have some help with my linens that I've got coming up. I think I've got 2 big tablecloths, so my when I come back around, I'll have them for you. But we'll count the globe down. The high bid right now, it's absolutely gorgeous. Now Scott's been all around the world. Well, I can't afford. I know. Yeah. Around the world in 80 days. Around the world. I won't sing it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. I do love globes.
Got some people trying to claim it at the last minute.
And just polish this walnut. You can cover up that stain if you want. Put a little lemon oil, and oh, this walnut will just be so pretty. Oh, for Pete's sake. Okay. And the stop is in, and Jenny Joe at 62. Is it Jenny Joe at 62?
Yes, I just refreshed, and it looks like she came in just in time.
Jenny Joe at 62. Thank you, Jenny. A quick reminder before I go back to Patrick, and thank you everyone who placed bids. I'm going to invoice tomorrow morning. I might be able to pump a few of them out tonight. But if you pay within the 24 hours of you getting the invoice, I'll actually be able to ship it from here. Otherwise, you're going to have to wait quite a while because I'm still going to be on the road and we've got other things planned. But I can get it all shipped out if you're able to pay it, like within 24 hours. Okay, thank you so much. Patrick, back to you.
Okay, see, we've got a few more things. We're at the top of the hour, so appreciate those of you who are staying with us.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Yep. So as I mentioned before, I'm in the process of moving my booth. I love doing ephemera. One of the things that we like doing in the sale is ephemera because it is unbreakable, so it's easy to ship. Small ephemera in my booth, I'm finding is getting damaged. I try and sleeve it, I try and protect it, and people take it out and then they don't put it back in. So these little things that really only would list for like $1 or $2 a piece end up getting lost in the shuffle or just lost. So I just grabbed some of these loose pieces that I would have sold individually. I'm going to do it here. So this entire stack of ephemera that's dating back to the 20s and 30s starts at $5. And I'm just going to go through this really quickly. Again, if I were to list this individually, this would sell for much more, but it takes me longer to sell and I run the risk of it getting torn. So just giving a quick, summary of some of the things that are here. Cool illustrated receipt from the Seminary Meat Market. Cool cow on there. You can see that's from 1935. We've got a Rockford Sausage Company receipt. So most of these are not the illustrated ones. There's that tiny one with the cow, but most of these are just, cool. You could, frame them, put them in, do a collage. This one there, I've got several from the railroad. So this is Chicago Northwestern Railway. Again, 1936. The Nutshell, another sausage, Wilson Bottling, which actually I thought it was interesting on this one because again, it's 1936, but it actually has the carbon paper on it. I didn't know when carbon paper was invented, but there you go. It existed at least in 1936. Daily report from Amusement Devices. So I don't know what this was. Kitty Ride. So I don't know what they were doing with that. Expenses, net cash, something about an amusement park. Another amusement. Ralston Globe Feed. See a nice ledger on this one, 1935. Whatever that one seemed. Artificial ice and ice cream dairy products. Deluxe doll and dress. Furniture and floor coverings. Yes, Rockford, Illinois. Almost all of these, I think, are Illinois or maybe Wisconsin. Capron Lumber Company. This one just has a list, just kind of on a random piece of paper. Another railway one. These were kind of cool. These were from that Deluxe Doll and Dress Company. It's got notes on there about must be returned in original boxes. And all the itemized on here for red space only, billfold set, military brush set, lemonade set, range set, cookie jars, vases, hostess sets, cake box, smoke stands, flashlights, tackle box, crib blankets. So a little bit of everything from the Doll and Dress Company, Deluxe Doll and Dress. So there's that one, another one, Player Bingo, so another Doll and Dress. A couple more from Wilson Bottling, Wisconsin Deluxe Doll and Dress, concession supplies for the American Legion in Capron, Illinois. I don't know where that is. Colonial Bread, another receipt from Rockford. I don't know what that one is. Another Doll and Deluxe. A bigger Wilson Bottling. Fritz and Mine Height in Belvedere. Service on all makes of radio. I thought that was kind of a cool. It's got a little illustration of a guy talking to the radio, and then plus the little speaker, transistor speaker. And then the collar, published in Poplar Grove Weekly, American Legion Festival, advertising receipt. So I don't know how many pieces that was. We're talking at least 20, 30 pieces, mixed size and age. You get them all. So I see a couple of bids came through. So I'm going to go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop.
While we're waiting to find out who the winner is there, if any of you watched my preview and you're waiting for something that you saw in the preview that I've not offered yet, please just go ahead and tell me in the chat. I've got that doily group coming up, but I don't want to have anyone to be disappointed. So if there's anything you saw that I haven't offered yet and you're waiting for it, you just tell me in the chat and I will make sure that I bring it to you. There's the stop, and your winner is Elena Cunningham at 11, I think, Patrick.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Elena. Sorry you missed out, Steve. You were definitely got the idea of combined shipping. Anything you buy from me at this point is probably got to ship for free because I'm just putting it all in the same box. But that one's going to Elena for $11. Thanks, Elena.
Okay. Next up, starting at $10, I have a small collection of little linens and things. So it's a $10 opening bid. And for $10, all of the following will come to you. One is a circular doily that measures 22 inches across. The other one is a small pink, and that is pink piece, and that measures 11 by 8 3/4. And then the small white one with the pink around the outside, that measures 10 by 10 1/2. And then what you did not see is for the bread tray, the word bread, and this would actually be laid on one of those silver plated trays and the bread would go on top of it. Bread. So all of these is $10. And if I miss anything, we'll back it up again. Bread. This doily, it measures 10 by 5 with pink around the edges. This little pink guy, pretty little pink one, and it is pink. That one is 11 by 8 3/4. Yes, it's all one money. And then this big one here measures 22, and it is in the shape of a circle, and it is white. So $10 for 1, 2, 3, 4, and that includes the bread and butter. Any interest on those? We're going to wait for just a second. Dreamboat Annie has the high bid of 10, and we're going to count them down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Is my box already wrapped up, Scott? Yes. So I'll move those over there. Dreamboat Annie. We'll see if anyone. It is Dreamboat Annie at 10. We'll wait for the stop on that set. And does that go to Dreamboat? Has it? Patrick, do you mind if I do another quick one?
Absolutely not. Go right ahead.
I'm speeding it along. This starts at $25, and it's not broke. It's not missing anything. $25. Well, actually, I was going to start it at 23. We'll go ahead and leave it at 25 just to see what happens. This is dated. It's marked on the bottom, May of 1945. And the only issue with it is this is a Bakelite. This is a sleeve, not a Bakelite, but this is a sleeve on here. It's metal underneath, and this sleeve that covers it, some type of a synthetic, is split, but it doesn't compromise the piece because it's steel underneath of it. This is just for transmitting. This wasn't for commercial. This wasn't for home use. It's not missing a receiver. It's not missing a mouthpiece. This is the kind of thing that you would see like in a police precinct to dispatch, calling all cars. D from Niagara Falls is reported running around Pittsburgh with, anyway, so that kind of thing. You know, and they would have a headset. The mouthpiece is not missing anything. This is the transmitter here. This is just a transmitter. And I think it's neat as a prop. Something, it might have been for war use, might have been military, it could have been in a police department, like, you know, dispatcher. And so you press here to call, and then you've got the old cord that's on it. And I just love the thing. So if you're a telephone collector, there you'll have it. This is adjustable. It's not cracked or broken. And again, whatever that synthetic sleeve is across there, some type of a plastic that goes over the metal, it has a just a split. It just shrunk right there. It goes straight down. Can you see that? That split. And it's on that particular side of it. And this is MFP May. This is clean all terminals and leads. Okay. May of 19, I think it's May of 1945, which is stamped right there. Antique 911. Glenn has the high bid of $26, and I'm going to count that down. If there are no questions, moving it along. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Patrick, thank you for letting me get that in there.
Of course.
And I'm going to move this over here. You guys can't see it, but everything is balanced on an ironing board.
You make do with what you got. At least you have strong internet.
Yeah. Huh. Yes, car 54. Back in the day finds. We're going to wait for the stop. I'm going to go ahead and go back to Patrick on that. And while I'm waiting to see, and we have a winner. It's back in the day finds at 46. Thank you so much.
All right. I've got another. This is a much bigger lot than I normally would include, but it's all themed, so I want to keep it together. But because it's such a big stack, it is going to have a higher starting price for the entire lot. It starts at $25. And Scott was giving you telephones. I'm giving you cameras. So what we've got, and admittedly, this is which one of these is not like the other. This is a vintage instruction booklet from the Eastman Kodak Company on picture taking with still cameras using indoors. Again, I get to add another square to the bingo card. Zip codes. It's end of World War II to 1963. You've got a little booklet from Eastman Kodak. Fine, talks about Kodak. The rest of these all came together, and these are all about Bell and Howell and the Filmo camera. So this is not always just still camera. These are film cameras. So there are some great vintage advertising pieces in this lot. Each one of these probably I could sell individually or would sell individually in my booth just to try and maximize the dollars. But then it kind of divides up what somebody did trying to keep all of this stuff together. So you get this great illustration, the Bell and Howell Filmo. You can see what the camera looked like. It's one of those old-fashioned film moving cameras instead of a still camera. 8mm camera. This one, you've got, I think they owned the camera. So this one was where to find your serial number. Again, the age, these are single and two-digit zip codes. I think these are all from the 50s or the 60s based on the imagery. But two-digit zip codes ended in 1963. So it's like late 50s, very early 60s. Just some cool graphics. All of these about how to use your Filmo camera. And then again, I think I got it all together. But I think what this was is they bought this camera and there's all the receipts of what they paid. So this was an 8mm Sportster camera with 12.5mm f-stop, 2.5 universal focus lens for $58 in 1949. Now I didn't do my inflation calculator, but $60, $64 in 1949 would be a pretty big chunk of cash. So this was not a cheap camera at the time it was purchased. And I think that's why all this stuff was very seriously kept together. You got the Bell and Howell Company paid receipt. Looks like they bought it directly from the manufacturer. Little brochures. There's only a few pages on the lenses, accessories in film and Filmo sound projectors. Again, just some cool vintage advertising with some great art and some great discussion on a technology that would have existed in the 40s and the 50s. This filter question. So you can see there's a Filmo for every purpose from the Bell and Howell Company. Just picture it with a Filmo Sportster. So this is the one that the person actually bought. 8mm motion picture camera, precision built by Bell and Howell. And inside, this one opens up into like a little mini poster, each with panels, each with graphics, each would make a cool conversation point or cool something that could go into a vignette. You've got the Bell and Howell Filmo Auto 8. So that's not the one they bought, but you got a brochure for other versions that were available. The Filmo Companion 8mm, a single sheet on the Auto 8. This cool little die cut brochure with the little tag coming off of it. So the Filmo Sportster features and guarantees. You've got the little die cut pages talking about what's available for the Filmo Master 400 8mm projector. So you got the camera to take it, but now you need the projector to be able to project and show your films. Film editing equipment. You got to make the film, you want to edit it. You've got Filmo. Bell and Howell took care of you. Everything was available. Film editing equipment here. Picture Master. There's even like these little receipts that probably came somehow in the box, inspected by. This guy kept, or woman kept, everything. And last one, unfold this one. So this one, again, like some of this stuff, just frame-worthy items that just make it cool. You got a camera, you got a movie room. You know, once upon a time, that's what your projectors would have looked like. Frame that, it'd look fantastic. So that is a stack, the Eastman Kodak booklet, as well as a stack of all these Bell and Howell Filmo cameras. Unfortunately, zipped through everything pretty quickly. I actually don't see any bids came through on that one. So I will go ahead and stop it and pass it back to Scott. We'll just pass on it.
All right, next I've got an 8x10 antique picture frame in, this starts at $20 and it is in mahogany and it's got, there's no ebony on it at all. So it just has the gilding on it. The picture that's in there is just in there. It does have glass, this particular one. And it's,
hey, that's that's breakable. What's that?
Well, I know, but I'm cheating. Yeah. Not the way I pack. It'll be fine. So, Take the that's just a cheap print copy of an artwork. We don't really need to, but you can see it's in there, so I left it in. I will hold it this way and $20 start on the frame. I'll let you see the side. Again, it'll take a picture that is an 8x10. And if I hold it, I'm trying to get it into the light so you can really see. We're very familiar with these deep dish pizza frames. David and I went to a very nice antiques store today, which was just a joy to go into an antiques store that wasn't filled with Tupperware and baby clothes. Not that there's anything wrong with Tupperware and baby clothes, but when I go in an antique store, I want antiques. I say when I go to a Chinese restaurant, I don't look for lasagna on the menu. And when I go to an antique store, I want antiques. And this store had them, and there were a lot. So everything in there was 75 to 100 years old or older. Woo, we had so much fun in there, and we filmed. But there were a lot of these late Victorian frames in there, late 19th century is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I don't know what that noise is. It's not, I don't have an electric fan on or anything that's blowing. You're right. It does sound like somebody's trying to fill a bathtub. But there's the frame, and it will take a picture of an 8x10, And this one is in mahogany, and it is a beautiful one. So a lot of times they're walnut, and of course they have the ebony on them as well. And there's no interest in it, so I'm going to move on. Scott, would I be able to replace that picture? Of course. All you have to do is take the paper off of the back. The paper is glued on the back. Sure, Christina, just take this paper off. I didn't bother with it. I could do it now if you want me to, but I'll leave it that way. It's black paper, and that'll come off. And then there'll be some nails, probably holding a piece of cardboard. Just pull those nails out and absolutely replace the picture. That's not an antique picture that's in there. So yeah, you can replace it easily. We saw these frames in the antique. You'll pay $90 for a frame like that in an antiques store, but this is not an antiques store, is it? You go, Scott. Where you may go? Christina Campbell has the high bid of 20, and I'm going to count it down. 10, 9, 8.
Scott, you did have a question. Linda was asking if the brass is metal or painted.
It's not brass, it's paint.
Okay.
It's old gold paint. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the picture frame. And Patrick, you don't mind if I do another one, do you?
Sure.
Okay. That's a swing frame with no glass in it, but we'll wait and see who wins the Victorian frame. And then I had one of these the other day, but here's another one. And this doesn't have any glass in it. So we'll wait for the stop, and then we'll go to the next frame. The Victorian frame, which is the one that I just held up. We have the stop, and it's Linda Kramer at 25. Thank you, Linda. You might be new to me, Linda, so I'll need your information. And if you're not new, again, I apologize if I don't remember you. Linda Kramer. Thank you so much, Linda. I appreciate. Is it Lydia? Oh, I'm so sorry. Is it Lydia or Linda?
I see Linda.
Okay, it went by so fast. It's Linda. Okay, Linda is new. Okay, Linda, if you will tonight, like now, well, not now, but tonight, send all your information. Make sure you let me know if you have a PayPal account or not. And if one of the moderators would put all that information in there, and you can send that tonight, because I've got to get that invoice to you tomorrow morning. A new customer. Yay. Thank you, Linda, and welcome. That is fantastic. Here's another swing frame. This one is $10 with no glass. And it will also measure. This one is a 9 1/8 by 7 1/8. No glass in it. 9 1/8 by 7 1/8. And these were popular. This one's going to date to the 30s. This is a pretty one too, and I love the faux painting here, which kind of looks like smoky. I don't know, smoky right in here. That's paint that they would do in the factory. And again, you can tighten it up by tightening these screws. The other thing you can do is, now it's a little wobbly because there's no glass in it, but it will be stronger when glass is in it. If it feels too wobbly to you, I promise you, under that felt, there is a screw, and that screw is holding this in. I've had 100 of these frames. So if this ends up feeling a little wobbly, just pick away at that felt, and there'll be a screw under there, and you just get your screwdriver and go in, and you can tighten that. And that post will tighten right back up again. So a swing frame circa 1930. This one has no glass in it. And Jenny Mack has the high bid of 10, and we will count this down. Here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Oh, I'm sorry, Karen. I didn't do that. Did you read lips? Karen's going to throw a piece of EAPG at me. Swing frame. Started at 10 and it ends at... Welcome, Lydia. Where are you from, Lydia? Who sang a song about Lydia? Groucho Marx sang a song about Lydia. And Lydia probably says, thank you, Scott. I've heard that a million times. Jenny Mac gets it at 14.
Probably not, since her name's Linda.
Oh, well, who keeps putting Lydia in there? Oh, Linda.
Welcome, Linda. Congratulations, Linda. That's the Linda they bought from you.
Is it, it was Jenny Mac was the winner at 14? Okay.
Yes.
Thank you, Jenny. Now I've got 2 big tablecloths, and then I will wrap it up because nobody said anything about the cameras. So when I come back, I have 2 big tablecloths, and that'll be it for me.
Okay, I've got 2 more sets of ephemera, so I'll do mine, and then you close up with your linens. Okay, so my next one again is a lot of 3 items. It's a $12 start. We are 1 year from true antique category. These are 1926. And what's really cool about these is you get a pair. I had to kind of keep going back and forth. Wait, what's the difference? Because one is thicker than the other. You can see this is the Why and How class. And this is starting at, yeah, you've got $12. The Why and How class. And this is the Why and How teacher. So what these are, you can see it's at the top. This is for the 3rd quarter, 1926. Volume 3, number 3. So these would have been come out throughout the year. And you can kind of see at the bottom a hint of what these are. This book belongs to blank, the class blank SS. These are Sunday school books. So one of them is for boys and girls who love to explore. So the Why and How class of how to explore. And then with the exact same dates, volume 3, number 3, 3rd quarter 1926, you've got the Why and How teacher for teachers of boys and girls who love to explore. So they go hand in hand. So you could have one without the other and not even know the other one exists. But basically, this is the teacher's guide. So this book belongs to Florence G. Cook, Workers for Christ, Class Methodist Sunday School. So these were published locally here in Elgin, Illinois. Again, 1926. And it would be what you would expect a class booklet for Sunday school to be. On the back, they're similar. They both have the same songs. So let's see. This is Dare to Do Right. Stand up for Jesus. May Jesus be with you and sunshine in the soul. Now, children evidently had much better eyesight in 1926 because there is no way I would be able to read this even as a kid, much less as a teacher trying to read it now. That's like 2-point font. That's crazy. But you go through this for boys and girls. Inside, it threw me a little bit because there's a section in here that says how to prepare your lessons. It's basically how to be a good talker in class, how to talk about what you want to talk about, let other people have a chance, helping join the Thinkers Club, use your head, Harry's airplane trip, when the teacher decides. Geraldine said she didn't think she'd have to decide anything about the Sunday school entertainment because the teacher settled who should have the parts. Draw a picture. The International Sunday School Lessons. So all of these basically break down. Again, this one actually has dates on it. So lesson number 3 was from July 18th. The Call of Moses theme, making use of our abilities. Lesson, story, and thought starters. And then you keep going. And of course, you've got August 1st is the deliverance of the Red Sea. Theme, going forward. Unless you were the people drowned by the Red Sea. But some people got to go forward. So you got a lesson, story, and thought starters on that. August 8th, giving of the manna, using God's gifts. So this is the children's version. And then this one is, as a teacher, how you get to teach about death. That, the Red Sea opened and then killed everyone else. So deal with it. So you've got a little bit thicker because you've got more information on how to share God's word. And then you've got the children's because they're not going to pay that much of attention. So you've got the 2 versions of it from 1926. And then I decided to just throw this in because again, I've talked a little bit about my booth before. Things like this don't survive my booth very well. So what you have is a brand that we're all familiar with, Denison. So I figured these are instruction booklets for teachers and for kids. So this one is Denison instructor books. We all know that Denison makes some fantastic office supplies and school supplies. So this was, again, something that was ordered for delivery to Huntington, Pennsylvania. Not sure if there was a date on this one. Chicago, Illinois, 3-cent stamp. Don't see a date. But what this is it's one single sheet, and that's why these don't survive the booth very well. It is a tracing sheet to make decorations for your classroom. And it is a classroom decoration to make flowers. So you can see all the shapes to make hollyhocks, to make Easter lilies, chrysanthemums, dogwoods, fleur-de-lis, carnations, buttercups, apple blossoms. Yes, I'm reading all this through the back. So you would use this to trace out all your shapes, make a tracing paper or whatever, or cut these out, I guess. And then you would trace them onto your construction paper, your felt, whatever you want to use. There are instructions down here. This is actually instructing you to use a product that I'm not familiar with. Sealing wax paint, like seals for like sealing a letter. Sealing wax paint. So I've heard of sealing wax. I don't know what sealing wax paint is. The leaves of many flowers may be made very much more natural looking if they are painted with paint made by dissolving number 245 sealing wax in denatured alcohol. Shocker, Denison's telling you what product to use. That's theirs. Stretch the paper so much as possible and then cut out the leaves. Paste wire wrapped with crepe paper through the center of each leaf, leaving sufficient length below the leaf for the stem. Paint first one. So all the instructions are there. There is no date on this. Again, you can kind of tell from the envelope. I'm assuming probably 60s based on the drawing. But it's unused, in perfect condition, still the original mailer. So you get the Denison tracing as well as all of the Sunday school. And I see a bid, so I'm going to go ahead and start counting it down. 10, 9, it's like a map, trying to fold it back in the envelope. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and I did it. 3, 2, 1, and stop. Yeah, Karen, I did fold it back. I was capable. Shocked myself, actually, but I did do it. And it fits back in the envelope. And the other problem is when you get older ephemera like this that people want to flip through, that also starts falling apart at the booth. If you're shopping for ephemera at a shop, be kind. It doesn't hold up very well when everyone's manhandling it or woman handling it or whatever the case may be. All right, I see the stop. It looks like Cheryl Miller picked that up. And you got it for $12. Thanks, Cheryl. And then I was going to do one more item while he was getting his linens. One more piece of ephemera. This is a $10 start. And what this is a selection of shipping labels. Now, what I've got is a combination. I've got 5 contemporary travel steamship luggage labels. The Splendide Hotel, Evian, Lebain, Bon. I need to get my husband in here to explain how to pronounce this. These were contemporary reproductions. So this is an old-fashioned shipping label reprinted on high gloss. There are 5 of these. So you've got a French one, you've got an Italian one, another Italian one, San Moritz, New York, and Luxor, Egypt. So those 5 are contemporary. So you're getting those. Again, $10 start for all of them. You get all of those. But where the money is in this vintage one. So this is a vintage, new old stock Tivoli Hotel, Perpignan. Okay, Raj, how do you say that? Perpignan? I don't even know where this is.
Perpignan.
And Dernier Confort, Accenture. Are we French? Tivoli, Italian?
No, it's French. It's a comfortable elevator.
Oh, comfortable elevator.
Yes.
All right. See, that's what it helps when you know somebody who knows other languages. So you've got this great, again, this is vintage. These right out of the gate, 100% announcing, these are reproduction. You know, they're still fun. They make some great artwork, but this is the real thing. So this is where the money is all by itself. Tivoli Hotel, Perpignan, Dernier Confère Ascension. So we've got a great elevator because it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-story building. Can't expect people to actually walk that far. Are you kidding? Clemenceau telephone 1131. So this is probably, these were popular in the 30s. So yes, and there's the Tivoli Garden in Copenhagen. But this hotel, based on the language, that is, that is not Danish. So Tivoli, I'm sure there's probably many of them all around. I do see Dennis has an opening bid of $10. I want to make sure Scott has a chance to sell his linen. So I'm going to go ahead and count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and stop. I went to the Tivoli in Copenhagen when I was at Wittenberg, actually, Jenny. It was when I did my trip to the Soviet Union. That was where we stopped and got to go to the trivia. Ooh, look at that. Watching for the stop, but I think the only bid was Dennis for $10. Congratulations, Dennis.
Boy, I'm handling this very well tonight, am I? Okay, I've got 2 tablecloths, and that's going to do it for me. This one is 60 inches round. It starts at $18, and there are no chips or cracks.
There's definitely no chips or cracks to a piece of linen.
Yeah. There are no. I'll let you see the center of it first. I can't find any stains on it. We will back up, but I want you to be able to see how pretty the center is. 60 inches. 60 inches white circular tablecloth, and it starts at $18. I don't see any stains on it or any damage. Look at how pretty the center is, and then look at how nice all around the circle is all of this work here. And I will back up. And David, your help. I could not have done it without you. And I'll back up and let you see it from out here. We'll spread the circle. Circle should be unbroken. And we'll wait for a second and let you see through the TV screen what that looks like. You can see it's a full circle without any stains or rips in it. And then I think maybe we'll come back into this light here. Pull this over here and over here like that. So you can see on the orange here. Come on in and I'll shut the door. Bear with us while we're in a new place here trying to figure out. Is that showing up for you, folks?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll need Patrick to help me out with. How's that looking? This is so hard to show you.
No, it's got a good. It's showing. It shows it well.
Okay. 60 inches, circular, $18 start.
Do you have the size of that central design?
The size of the central design?
Yeah. Because as long as your table's bigger than that, that's all that really matters. That'll showcase in the middle. Everything else just drapes to the floor.
18 by 18, and then
Nice.
corner to corner. Stretch that out. 30 inches from corner to corner.
Oh, that would go on any size dining room table.
Beautiful on one of those big oak clawfoot
Yeah.
dining room tables that everybody had in 1900.
That wood shows so nice through that cut work.
Wouldn't it? Okay, so we'll come back around. And any interest in that table?
Christina is asking how old, if you know.
I have no idea.
Yeah, they're kind of hard to date.
Couldn't tell you. Sorry, Christina. Don't know. This is what's all around the edges of it.
Beautiful and in good shape too.
Okay. Any bids? If not, we'll put this down and bring up the other one.
Unfortunately, no.
All right, Karen, if you'll put the stop in, I'll move that out of the way. And this one has butterflies on it. And this one is 82 by 74. And it, again, starts at $18. This one is a little heavier. That one was lightweight, but this one is a heavier weighted one. And it's a rectangle. And again, we'll let you look at the center of it. There's the center. This is clean. This doesn't have any stains on it either. Oh, what's that? Oh, there are 2 stains right there on the, is that all? 2 little pinpoints. Is that on an end?
On the corner.
That's on a corner. Thank you, David. This one has butterflies on the corners. And actually, we're showing it backwards. So I'm going to turn around this way. And I'll let you see one of the corners. Look at the butterfly. Also butterflies along the edge. There are butterflies all along the thing. And this one measures what did I tell you this one measures? 82 by 74. 82 by 74. With a lot of work around the edge. And that's the end of my offerings for tonight. I think we showed that sufficiently. You pretty on a bed. Actually, it'd be easy for me to come in like this. Grab that end. Put it right there and there. Okay, thank you, David. Now, I don't want to step on it and then go down the staircase. So I'll lift this back up and fold it. And I'll fold it again. And I'll fold it again. Oh, did I get my clothes? Yes, I did. In fact, I already folded them and put them back. I think Dee has to get her clothes out of the dryer. That's the last tablecloth, and that's the last item. I'm not going to bring those. Yeah, that's my last item. So I'm going to bring Patrick back, and we're going to say, Christina has the opening bid of 18, so we'll count it down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it on the rectangular one. That was Christina Campbell. Yep. Christina Campbell at 18 on the 82 by 74. Thank you, Christina. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. All right, that's it. And my last announcement just is that if, once again, if you're new, I will be checking I'll do my invoices tomorrow morning. I might get a few done tonight, but I'm going to do them tomorrow morning before we go off to the frick. I'm so excited. And then if you pay during the day tomorrow, I'll be able to pack tomorrow night and ship Thursday. If not, there'll be a delay because I'm going to do some more traveling and I won't be able to pack after that. But thank you so much. Thank you, David. And they're downstairs. So I want to thank Patrick for allowing our friends to join us here tonight.
Oh, no allowing it at all. I'm glad they could participate. I hope everybody had fun tonight. Appreciate everyone signing in. Everyone that bought from all four of us, actually. Hope everyone enjoyed the sale.
Yeah,
and I thank you again, Scott, for having me on your channel. I always appreciate it.
Well, you're more than welcome, Patrick. It's always fun to do it together. So congratulations to all the winners. Thank you, everyone who placed bids. And I know we kept you up late tonight. It's now 11:15. So we'll say it's a work night. So we'll say good night. Patrick, what do you want to say before we sign out?
Thank yous. Appreciate everyone who stuck with us to the end, and definitely be watching our channels. I'm trying to resurrect something. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do a little bit more on Instagram, but I'll try and be posting some things on YouTube as well. So I'll try and keep my channel active. But definitely we're going to be watching Scott and Vintage Uprising Texas and Dee's channel to find out all the fun things that you guys are up to in Pittsburgh. So definitely keep us posted.
Well, I know Tammy and Dee have been posting videos every day. I haven't posted any videos. I've just been enjoying just sort of not doing it. I did do some filming and I started to work on a video, but I didn't finish it.
Well, enjoy the frick tomorrow and we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, when I get to it. Yeah. So again, thank you everyone for being here tonight, and we'll see you the next time.
All right. Everyone have a great night. Take care, everybody.
Plug. Don't forget to come back tomorrow night to the channel of Vintage Uprising Texas. They will have their regular Wednesday night sale, and they are allowing...
Tomorrow's Tuesday.
I'm sorry, they have Wednesday night. The night after... Yeah, Wednesday night. Thank you. Dee and I are going to be selling one or two little items, but they'll be back Wednesday night as they normally are. They're going to go ahead and do that from here. So that's it. And that'll be the last sale while we're together. And hi, awesome. Vinny, if you're watching.
Yeah, sorry we didn't get to see you, Vinny. Hope all is well. Bye, everybody.
Good night, all.